All right, so you can see the Vi ban still in the Jax ban, but I guess Impact has been pretty good on that champion. They're not going to first pick Senna. A little bit weird. They're going to first pick Nautilus, so Karma, Jin Zhao go over. This game isn't in the title. I know! I switcherooed you guys. Whatever, you guys aren't subscribing anyway. What do I care about your opinions? When's the edited version of T1 versus Genji coming out? Soon.
Is going to be locked around Xinjiao and Karma for FlyQuest, just because with how Azir and
look at you guys, bunch of cheapos just telling me what to do. You only get so much say when your content is free.
If they have the early games centered around Karma,
Volibear and Smolder. So what are we gonna ban? I guess we just don't feel like playing Ashe. Anybody?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Anybody? Bueller?
If he finds an angle, he will play it.
You want TL to first pick Senna, but it's banned? Well, I thought they might not ban it.
Save that R5 counter pick for Bwipo to see what he can bring out, because he's very, very confident in a lot of his top lane counter picks. And we have the Sivir coming out for FlyQuest.
And I like the build that we saw last game. Navori second, first item static Shiv. Just overhaul. There's been good conversation about how Kraken Slayer hasn't been as great dealing with frontline. There's a lot of frontline here, but just in
it's pretty crazy that we would not take Ashe. We're just gonna take Sivir.
That's what she provides for her team. So I want to see what the last decides to top if they position a little bit more. It's going to be tough.
All right, we got what the fuck, man? What the fuck is going on? I guess Showmaker's played some Aurelion Soul. And APA is a known Aurelion Soul player, but it's still pretty wacky. Like, why would you pick 2 giga scaling lanes? You literally have no agency, guys. But you have no agency.
Still have counter pick topside, and it's going to be the Jace coming in.
Like, what the fuck? You have 0 agency. Like, this should be Inspired just running this game. I mean, the Volibear can't even dive with his ultimate because they have no pressure. I mean, you know he's just going to go top with the Renekton. I don't understand how this is ever supposed to function. Like, these lanes should just get Giga Dove. Right? These lanes should get Giga Dove. Like, this is pushing. Well, once it's switched over, the Karma is definitely pushing. I don't get it, guys. What? What is this? I hate this draft by TL. Did they just not ban another ban? Did they skip a ban?
Team Liquid juiced into the early game, so that might
carry bans. I would
option they have.
shocked if Zaya is the next
pick, especially
Did they just not ban?
For FlyQuest.
And I like the build that we saw last game. Navori second, first item static Shiv. Just overhaul. First
I just don't understand how TL just even survives the early game here unless they can force every single little piece of action into the top side and just murder Jace over and over and over again. They ban Gnar. Okay. Well, I'm already... Papa, how did you lose this game? This draft is shit. Like, you cannot draft Smolder and Aurelion Soul in the same team comp. You actually just can't take objectives if you're TL. Like, every dragon should be going to FlyQuest in the early game. Every single one.
Okay, it could be a snowy forest.
I don't think that.
Why can't it be a snowy forest?
I have never seen a picture of a polar bear in a forest.
I'm really tempted to pull out my phone and Google. Because I bet you.
You're gonna Google and it's gonna say hell no. That's just what the
That's
result
not
is
what it's gonna say.
No, it's gonna say hell no.
We're gonna look at this after.
They don't live in the forest. All right. Well, right now he's living in the jungle. He's in the forest. He's in the forest. This game.
I don't even need to Google it. It's on my screen right now.
All right. He's in the forest.
Flowers.
They're both starting at their red side forests.
Where they live.
Yep. That's Zinjal's just a wilderness man. He lives out in the forest too. Okay, well,
New Asol isn't that late game. I mean, they made some changes to him, but he still doesn't really do anything in the early game. He's also very vulnerable to ganks.
Leave before that goes any further.
I think you knew exactly where I was going.
I know exactly where we're going. All right, so let's look at bottom lane here, because this is our second game in a row now we're getting a Sivir. This time in response to the Smolder that is turbo strong with those buffs before the hotfix nerf. This guy is like so scary now with the buffed up E.
Yeah, absolutely. He's really, really strong. But it's going to be interesting because if you can't actually interact heavily with the opponents in lane, then obviously it's harder to get those scaling going. If Sivir can keep you locked under turret, they don't have the luxury of just kind of sitting there and waiting for Q and last hitting every minion with that Q. So we'll see how this is going to go. Masu, Busio pushing forward, looking to poke away. This one's going to be lethal tempo on the Sivir. Pops the ghost. That had to be an accident. There's no way. I think.
Okay, so we just waste summoner spells. All right, off to a great start.
Yep, thumbs up lets you know that was not the intention, but we'll see if there's any sort of a punish for it. At least for Masu, it was the ghost finger and not the flash.
Okay, it's fourth wave crash.
Back in mid lane though.
A much more useful finger.
I think they tried to third wave crash, but didn't do it right.
Anyway, back in,
So it's fourth wave crash into cheater recall.
we've been talking about APA needing to step up, really needing to find that confidence, that consistency here, going up against a guy like Jensen, who's just been at the top of North American mid lane performances for a really long time.
He really has, but it's also important to note that he kind of took a dip, right? He wasn't playing that well individually on Dignitas. Yes, he was on a worse team, but he also didn't look that good individually compared to how he is doing now. So he's having a
Okay, Rakan coming topside just to cover the push out. I mean, this all looks good.
I gotta be playing at my top level. Gotta prove myself. Prove that I deserve a spot on a top.
Oh,
team. I think
Blippo.
he's done just that this split.
Oh,
Is it
Blippo.
gonna win?
Yeah, Impact ready to start this one off. Dice is right back away. He's ready for the first blood. Now Busio.
That I deserve
They don't actually get the double.
just that this split. Is Impact's gonna go in?
So Umti flashes in there,
Deserve a spot on a top team, and I think he's done just that this split. Is Impact's gonna go in?
flashes in so he can get the stun.
Dice is right back away, and he's ready for the first blood.
And his impact is not CC'd, so now we just have a Jace. Jace at least didn't burn flash, so it's not that bad. And really didn't affect the bot side because Sivir was down there after the recalls of Yun and Core JJ.
Nothing compared to what this Volibear, especially a PTA Volibear this early on. So much upfront damage, plus the lockdown. Nothing that Blippo could do from that spot.
One team brings in a bear. The other team brings in a guy dressed like a bear.
Joe Mama is fat. Thank you for your Twitch Prime sub.
I'm voting for the bear, whether or not he lives in a forest.
It is appreciated.
But right now, he is.
Where's he heading right now, Flowers? Back to the forest.
He's on vacation.
Kill the rocks.
He's on vacation. He's taking a hike. He's exploring Summoner's Rift. He just visited his friend the crocodile in top lane. They had a great time.
That's true.
They shared a lunch. It was shaped like Jace.
That was delicious. All right, FlyQuest.
Pretty huge though, first back for Armored Greaves.
Topside has. You touched on it with Jensen, but Whippo and Inspired have a tremendous amount of experience as well. And they are, kind of using this kind of like new era strategy, I would say, where you're building around a couple of younger players, a couple of rookies. I think EG is really the team that first kind of did this when they were playing with Impact and Inspired, and they built around JoJo and Danny. And that roster really showed that, hey, this can work. It doesn't need to be building a team around imports as the carries. You can have these young players. There is talent. There's people that can really step up and do it. And Masu and Busio are some of those new guys that FlyQuest is trying to replicate that success with here.
Yeah.
You know, pair them with veterans, pair them with stability, show them what you can get done.
Nice. Got his flash. I mean, these have been good roams by Busio. You just don't win the 2v2 with Renekton and Volibear with Jason level 3 Recon early, right? But his presence on the map is quite good. And it provides pressure in the mid lane, APA, pushed into turrets. Now you can start stacking Drakes at 6 minutes. All right. First blood, a little bit unfortunate, but feels okay for FlyQuest right now.
Right towards that haunting guys, so likely rushing towards Leandries. I think this is by far the strongest first item on the ASOL right now. It is really, really powerful to be able to just apply that AoE damage. You get the burn on everyone. Can really help to kind of ramp up that DPS. It makes you a lot tankier as well. You know, getting the additional HP can feel quite nice. But sometimes I'll see people go tier into Leandries and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see if he does actually struggle whatsoever with the mana.
Well, Jan has hit his 25 stack mark to get the ever so critical AoE on the Q round about 6 minutes into the game. Inspired jumping in. They want to go after APA. He drops the meteor on top of the Xinjiao, but it ain't going to grab a kill here. Jensen escaping back underneath the turret.
That's what I'm talking about, though. Like, the fucking Aurelion Soul is just so vulnerable. I mean, he also flies forward in order to try and harass when Inspired is coming in, and you do not win this 2v2. You don't win anything as Aurelion Soul. You don't win 1v1, you don't win any 2v2, you don't win any 3v3.
Inspired gets the first kill of the game for FlyQuest. All tied up now, 1-1 on kills as Impact coming down here. Yeah, Team Liquid's not going to get anything back in terms of PvP just yet, but they're going to try to steal away some chickens, get something for their troubles. Inspired, nope. He's got the smite on the big.
Oh, he's level 6 now.
At least get the second one. Inspired still looking to go here. He's
gonna get the knockback.
Now they've locked down.
Nicely done. Man, Inspired.
It's a nice punish. Inspired's ready to go right back in. Core JJ tries to escape here with a nice little bit of Spider-Man move.
That's such a good punish. They don't even get the camp. They lose 2 people in the mid lane. Super clean smite to get the level 6. They lose minions into the top side. How do they lose this? FlyQuest, what the fuck, man?
So we had to go on Jensen. He also misplaced his Sky Splitter, which at the very least would have got Jensen's flash or killed him. So some mistakes from Umti and some great plays there from Inspired and utilizing that flash advantage that he had. Which will
sling his way to safety. Jungler and Fly. Inspired, nope. He's got the smite on the big.
I was looking at where his E was. I mean, he flashes the E to not take the damage and also to position himself in the choke point with his ult. I'm not sure what Azael is talking about where he mispositioned his E. Like, he uses it in a pretty normal fashion to give himself a shield. And it just flashed. I don't know what he's talking about. Volley E earlier on Karma. Oh, right there. Maybe, but yeah, I mean, he could have positioned it better for sure.
Inspired. I think his Q was going to expire, so we had to go on Jensen. Topside on that initial gank, which made such a big difference in this skirmish. The fact that he couldn't actually flash over the wall to stun Inspired, I think his Q was going to expire, so we had to go on Jensen. He also misplaced his Sky Splitter, which at the very least would have got Jensen's flash or killed him. So some mistakes from Umti and some great plays.
He probably would have just flashed it, though.
Utilizing that flash advantage that he had.
He probably would have just, I mean, Jensen should have flashed any if he was going to get hit by that E because it would have killed him, so.
Played on both of these junglers. This is kind of some of this new era tech. Really efficient buy here early on that gives you that early game power for the skirmishing. Inspired here. Flashes past the Sky Splitter. Has the ulti up. In comes Busio. Flash W. Knocks him up. Really well played there. Re-engages as well as.
But, I mean, FlyQuest should absolutely just keep fighting these around mid and bot. Because the more you can just play infinitely aggressive, I think, around the Aurelion Soul and the Smolder lanes. And in isolation, Bwipo should be doing A-OK in this matchup.
just about ever since the champion got reworked. So
I would say the student becomes the master, but you're too good at play-by-play.
nice job,
So the
buddy.
student teaches the very good teacher. So
Honing those skills.
small
Let's go. I respect that. Hell yeah. Okay. Well, APA is going to tease the AoE explosion at the end. I've heard it expressed before as Karma's Q without the enchantment can feel like it's impossible to hit the damn thing. Karma's Q with the mantra feels like it's impossible to miss.
exactly. It is
So
powerful.
really, really difficult if you're just constantly being bombarded by those things. FlyQuest still at a 1,000 gold lead. FlyQuest has the first 3 grubs. FlyQuest has the first Drake. Everything in these first 9.5 minutes is going FlyQuest's way after that Team Liquid outplay.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the problem with Aurelion Sol is you just have no river control. You have no river control. I hate Aurelion Sol. I think he's a piece of shit.
Camp number 2. There's the first grub. It looks like, okay, TL is not going to try. Sometimes
I hate him because he is like the worst mid laner in the entire game at helping control objectives. So you just get what, like, the price you pay for playing Aurelion Sol is so high.
So far, there is going to be some farm sacrifice as well, because one full wave did die to the tower.
The Smolder hotfix is not in, as far as I know, today, which is a little weird.
For that second plate, unfortunately, but did get a little bit of an injection of gold, and we'll see if that ends up being worth it, because it's going to be tough, man. When you give over all 6 scrubs against a team that has been pushing you in, you're going to probably get a lot of value from that in the next 3.5 minutes before these plates fall. I think they're going to probably get at least a couple more plates.
A team that has been pushing you in, and a team that has a great side lane champion for the mid and late stages of the game.
Yeah, it says live patch, but it doesn't mean live patch, obviously.
Man, what? No, I was gonna say a guy you could trust to pilot this well and min-max some of those. Yeah, I guess Rakan is also in the game. He's there. He's hanging out. He'll spawn grubs too when he hits stuff.
See?
All right, that works. Well, Bwippo has now.
By the way, the Ashe pick would have been absolutely insane with FlyQuest's composition.
Jensen dealing with impact up here on the top side.
You could kite this composition from Team Liquid forever with Ashe.
In mid, as APA continues piling on the Stardust. Remember, by the time you get to 20 minutes or so, you kind of want to see him having that 10 stacks per minute state to really become the scaling monster that we all know Aurelion Sol can be. Currently sitting at 90 here, 11.5 minutes in, has not been able to fully free farm in the mid lane like the ideal scenario would be, but still doing all right.
Exactly, and he's not playing against a super easy matchup where you can just WQ on cooldown to get those stacks, but they're looking for...
Here we go, kill him. Murder the dragon. Oh my god, they got his flash too. What the fuck was the point of flashing that? You were not going to live.
Flashback from Inspired, who would have died to the heated up turret damage from the last shot.
Okay, free Drake. Okay, we feel good. We feel very good about what is happening for FlyQuest. How do they lose this game?
Exactly what you were talking about. Max out that plate money in these last couple minutes.
Yeah, exactly. They have the 6 grubs. They're working on it. He's going to get the full tower, by the way. So all those plates are going to be falling down in bot lane. They'll get the first tower. They'll get the dragon, and they get the kill. And now I want to check in on the gold here. It's about
Yeah, okay, so 22-minute Soul, 22-minute Cloud Soul, and Cloud Soul, you have fucking Sivir, Karma,
he actually dashes in because Inspired hadn't
Rakan. So it's like a really good Cloud Soul, right?
anticipate
Like, it's a good Cloud. This Soul, Cloud Soul, is very good for FlyQuest.
but didn't quite find the play. Ends up
Good on Jin Zhao, too.
get anything from it, and now is going to be a bit more vulnerable in those side lanes once again here. But good news, has Leandries, so has completed that first major item. You can see those are coming in pretty much across the board, getting pretty close to that for most players if they don't already have it. Malignance is done, Thunder Sky done for Inspired.
Smaller 97 stacks.
Strong right now.
Yeah, dude, this guy
Not
the
terrible.
best with. You can see also only 4 stacks left on the dog food bag jungle item to feed the pet, make him grow up into a big old boy. So Inspired will soon have the advantage of the smite as well. You can see that Umpty and Core JJ were
Inspired just giga hard winning the jungle matchup right now, as you would expect.
champions, but FlyQuest not really giving them the angle to make that happen. We'll see now if they can turn it into something up here on the top side. Whippo jumps in on impact. Yeah, it's a nice trade from him.
Trying to play around the Renekton, which makes sense. Okay, he can ult the turret,
They really want Whippo.
stun, ult turret. Yeah.
Impact goes in, but now Bussio's ready to reinforce. He finds a knockup, and Whippo's already down. Umpty takes
Why are we TPing in?
more damage. Poor
We're just trying to die?
APA
Okay. All right, we're just teleporting. What are we doing?
Huge play on the top side there from TL as they're just raining down hellfire.
Next to him, Whippo's over. But now he's used some cooldowns. Umpty's standing on top of the control ward. They really want Whippo here. He goes to the skies. Impact goes in, but now Busio's ready to reinforce. He finds a knockup, and Whippo's already down.
Not the best recon engage, honestly. He doesn't get a lot of value here. Core flashes, ults, and because Busio comes in, he actually gets hit by the knockup on the Nautilus ult as well. But it is curious that they want to TP in for this. Like, you just aren't here for it. Masu's ult is, like, basically run out by the time that he gets up to this fight. So there's no ability to chase this down whatsoever. And, I mean, you know this play is coming, too. I think you just have to give this out and, like, push out mid and bot instead. It's clearly doomed, and now you just lost an additional player, and you lost the TP, and you lost all your ults, and you have no pressure. He didn't have spell shield. Oh, he smote the spell shield. That's smart. You smite on spell shield and hit him with Q.
Team Liquid's first big play that went their way this game. FlyQuest still in the lead, but let's take another look at how TL set it up.
I think you just gotta leave this guy to die, frankly.
Heavily trying to make sure he has the push. Umpty's behind him. He's spotted on that ward, but it just doesn't matter. In with the Q, turns off the tower as everyone piles in. They have Mom coming in from a long.
Very low value from that Recon ult as well.
Beautiful falling star comes down there from APA, stunning up multiple members as they can look to chase onto Jensen. Good lockdown from Core, hits the dredge line. Sky Splitter connects, another kill there for them. Picked up on the back end of that fight. Well played from TL. It's been like the game was going more and more towards FlyQuest. TL needed a punch back, and that was it. And congratulations to Jensen, who now passes Santorin for 11th LCS all-time, over 3,000 career assists.
That is an insane number, man. This guy has been a part of the LCS and just been one of the biggest performers in the LCS for so long. It's the only way you get numbers like that, man. Those aren't no rookie numbers.
Something personal, trying to take down Santorin, you know? Picking the karma, that's an easy champ to farm assists on.
Oh, yeah.
He was gunning for that 11th spot.
Mantra Shield, oh no, I managed to get an assist on every possible kill in the fight because I buffed up all the boys. Speaking of the boys being ready to go, Yon is, boom, right there, hitting that 125 sweet spot on the stacks. 15 minutes and 45 seconds, pretty nice timer to hit your second upgrade threshold.
Yep, and then now they moved him over towards mid lane, and he came over the wall and took those stacks from the Raptors. So this is where you can really accelerate it.
Yeah, this is where it gets really scary in terms of speed of stacking.
CDR boots, you have the Essence Reaver here. In pro play, basically everyone is going Essence Reaver Shojin now. Yeah. Obviously that buff from the patch is helping that out even more because Shojin has no crit, so it doesn't scale with that E. But now it does as you're getting those additional stacks, and we'll see if that's going to be the build here coming out from Yon. But now he can go.
Why is Jay still no tier? He doesn't feel like stacking tier at all, guys. He hates mana and Muramana.
You can really accelerate your stacking. You touched on it just a couple seconds ago. He was 125. He's 141 now before he even gets the wave.
And most of the smolders we've seen in the LCS so far.
Yeah, and this should still be an opportunity to go for Drake. That's a very late recall. Okay, he probably gets back for this. What did he buy? Goes back for pickaxe, I guess.
That would be absolutely insane for TL and being able to make up for some.
Not sure that recall really worth it there for Masu.
Because FlyQuest, you can look, it's not just the gold, it's both dragons.
Why is he building Sundered Sky? What the fuck?
Well, both teams have two dragons.
Oh, it is the two dragon. Okay. Well,
That's not actually going to help his poke at all. He'll have to auto people to proc Sundered Sky.
in the game, but then I'm like, no, it's 17 minutes. There can't be 4 dragons.
and everything. You're
I was like, what am I
getting
doing?
Close to the screen.
I'm confused. What has happened to me? Now I know what's happened to me. You happened.
I
Now,
apologize for that.
FlyQuest has
All right, Malignance is now done.
in this bottom side,
Should
everything
still be a
else.
pretty big advantage for them to take this Drake.
Fight for this Drake. This will put them on soul point. This is a Cloud Soul. Very, very powerful for a Sivir comp. It's 20% movement speed all the time, even without the
Not even
ulti
coming.
buff. TL, yeah, are they even going to try to challenge for
No,
this?
they're giving it up.
Yep, Impact still has the Unleashed Teleport if they wanted to use it.
They get it for free?
So FlyQuest moves to soul point now. As
So they just cross-map for it.
Tier 1 top side.
Yeah, so now there's a lot of pressure to make sure that you are fully online for this next dragon here, because it is such a powerful soul. It's not even just for that Sivir. It's incredible for Rakan. It's incredible for a lot of these champions here. Plus, just the flat move speed is super, super strong. It's 20% flat move speed that you do get, which is ridiculously good. We'll see if TL are going to be in position to actually fight 27 minutes and whatnot. Yeah. I do think Yon is on a pretty darn good pace right now. He's up there around 170, so as long as he gets that before the next dragon, he'll be good. Uh-oh.
He should get 225 before the next Drake, I would assume.
Whippo and Inspired jump in on him, but Impact being there, Umpty spending the ulti, it makes FlyQuest not want to overcommit trying to kill the enemy jungler. And yeah, the important part here, I think, is when we look at that dragon timer, 4 minutes until it arrives is also
I should tell more jokes.
3 minutes on the clock. So the expectation, I think,
Thanks for your
is
feedback.
he'll hit the mark. He will have that smolder buff.
Lord Farqueef, what a name.
If Busio knocks him up there with Whippo and Masu also rotating down, they should be able to do enough damage to kill him. So Core's going to respect that. The Herald helps them take down the tier 1 in the top lane for FlyQuest. It's going to get the charge on the tier 2, but no more damage after that as Jensen keeps the wave shoved up in mid.
Yeah, we'll see also if APA has the Skies Descend, that upgraded ulti. If he has that ready, that is really big. Because if you get 225 stacks and you have that super powerful ASO ulti, there is such a tremendous amount of upfront AoE coming out. You know, 1 Q splashing across the team with the true damage, the W comes through.
What's the auto mod?
And then over the top, the Skies Descend, the upgraded ult, is basically unavoidable, right? Like, that thing is hitting everyone. It splashes almost the entire map, if not the entire map.
Oh, just links are banned, guys.
Massive. And he does have a pretty good...
Can't have you linking weird ass shit.
190 stacks just about there for APA, so he's been farming the Stardust pretty effectively. I do think that they're in a spot where they can definitely win this fight. If they win that fight, though, it's not like it gets them the game or anything. It just kind of continues the game. I think on the other side, if FlyQuest win that fight, it's probably lights out. It's going to be really tough, I think. You know, going up against a Sivir comp here with Cloud Soul, they are going to be so much faster to chase you down, to kite you out. It'll feel really, really tough for TL.
Pressure's on for Team Liquid. 2.5 minutes until the fateful Drake spawns. 197 now on Yon's stack. Should be able to stack up all 3 of these remaining minions here. He hits 200, so just needs 25 more here in about 2 minutes.
Quick math.
Shouldn't be too hard to find that. But FlyQuest still with about the same gold lead they've had for a long time. So to give credit to TL, they have stopped FlyQuest from being able to balloon that up even further.
Yep. The gold lead doesn't really matter that much, I think, at this point. It's going to be much more down to execution. We'll see if everyone does have the same item completions, as obviously that is going to be really important. But we also have to look at the next couple opponents coming up here for TL. They are sitting right now at 5 and 6. They've got Dig and then Immortal, so it will get easier for them. But if they could take down FlyQuest and have a 3-0 week, hey, you could even potentially catch FlyQuest. Of course, that would be tiebreakers, and FlyQuest have to lose their other games. But the top of the table is within reach for them if they can have a really good final week, build that confidence going into the first week of playoffs, get a better seed, dodge
for this upcoming Soul fight. The Sterix Gauge was just completed for Impact. It is 2 major items completed for the top mid laner and AD carry of both teams. The big difference right now, Inspired also just completing his Sterix, while Umpty is still sitting on components. So if that doesn't change by then, that could be a big difference factor there. Both supports, I mean, you've got the Locket done for Busio, which is pretty big over there in the inventory for Core JJ. Still fumbling around with some garage sale pieces, but Team Liquid will hope they can get him there as well.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to get that little bit of gold. And Inspired, he is going to be that big...
All right, we are here waiting for the next Drake spawn.
Generally speaking, at this point of the game, he's just playing the stronger champion. Crescent Guard is so powerful. The ulti over on Zhao allows you to be so durable in the front line, so disruptive. Volibear, it's a lot tougher. If you get kited out, if you get CC'd up, you can kind of get stuck in that mid-range, and then you're just dead, like you say. And, he's going to go forward. You're going to get slowed up by a Karma Q. Everyone's going to get Mantra E'd. you know, that Inspire's going to come through. You're getting poked down, shielded up, sped out. It's very, very difficult.
Okay, 22 minutes and 45
So he's got 228 stacks, so he actually got it.
are ready to descend, and Smolder has 225 stacks. TL has everything they want, but do they have enough to stand up to FlyQuest? 1,500 gold lead. It shrunk to the smallest lead that it's been for a long time here in this game. TL couldn't ask for much better of a spot to have to play this fight from. But we'll see who has the execution, like you were talking about. Masu has taken a little bit of damage here so far. A little bit of a speed up coming in as Inspired wants to start out the fight, but here comes Mom over the top. Masu has to get out of the way as Impact's in the middle of everybody, but Busio's going to be burned down first. Execution finds one. Execution finds
I hate this fucking champion, dude.
down over to Yawn.
Why does this exist at 22 minutes into the game? Guys, why does this happen at 22 minutes into the game?
Coming in as Inspired wants to start out.
I mean, they also just don't get the engage they want, right? They have no actual backline pressure, and they walk into a choke point.
Going to be burned down first. Execute far. A little bit of a speed up coming in.
They literally massively overcommit to this. And APA still has flash up, so Inspire can't even get onto him, because look, he flashes during his W, and then immediately E's to him, but APA just flashes out himself, so there's nothing. He gets stunned. Now they're in a choke point, and Impact is zoning off the back line.
Busio's going to be burned down first. Execution finds one.
So APA is just able to just drop the fucking bomb on them.
Masu has to get out of the way as Impact's in the middle of everybody, but Busio's going to be burned down first. Execution finds one.
And they're just all lined up for the AoE.
Start out the fight, but here comes Mom over the top. Masu has to get out of the way as the execution, like you were talking about. Masu has taken a little bit of damage here so far. A little bit of a speed up.
You definitely don't go in like this, right?
Here comes Mom over the top. Masu has to get out of the way as Impact's in the middle of everybody, but Busio's going to be burned. Taking a little bit of damage here.
Yeah, and Busio also,
Inspired wants to start out the fight.
he's not engaged. They're not engaging together.
Out of the way as Impact's in the middle of everybody, but Busio's going to be
So Busio's had some pretty
finds one. Execution
not
finds
great
two.
Rakan ults in this game.
Yawn, and Team Liquid has won the first part of the fight. Jensen, Masu, and Bwipo all standing around seeing if there's any way they might be able to still fight this.
I don't understand the Sivir pick into the Smolder. That's what I don't get.
FlyQuest died. Team Liquid gets it.
You know, if we're talking about what this comp should do, like, you can't be 5v5ing, right? If you have Karma and Sivir, you need to operate this like a pick composition, especially because of Jace's build with the Sundered Sky. You need to catch them before. Like, how did this Drake setup go so badly? Like, you know it's coming up in a minute, right?
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to get
How do you have no pressure around Drake? Because you're like fucking around with Baron for no reason.
It is two major items completed.
Like, they can't do Baron, guys.
And AD carry of both teams. The big difference right now, Inspired also just completing his Sterax, while Umpty is
We're clearing out pink wards. We have 2 wards on the Baron.
could be a big difference factor there. Both
And we're clearing out pink wards.
done for Busio, which is pretty big over there in the inventory for Core JJ. Still fumbling
Okay,
around.
50 minutes. So here's the recall timing.
Him there as well.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able
50
to
seconds, rather.
with a gold. And Inspired, you know, he is going to be that big difference, obviously. You know, has that second item, has a lot more farm. And I'd also just say, you know, generally speaking, at this point of the game, he's just playing the stronger champion. You know, Crescent Guard is so powerful. The ult, big difference, obviously. You know,
So they have nobody on the bot side of the map because we're all fucking around at Baron. So APA is going to get bot wave push.
you know, Crescent Guard is so
They don't have mid wave push. Rakan is back. So they lose mid and bot wave push.
so disruptive. Volibear, it's a lot tougher. You know, if you get kited out, if you get CC'd up, you can kind of get stuck in that mid range, and then you're just dead, like you say. And you know, he's gonna go forward. You're gonna get slowed up by a Karma Q. Everyone's gonna get monster E'd. You know, that Inspire's gonna come through. You're getting poked down, shielded up.
And now we've got 10 seconds and we have 0 vision control.
45 seconds into the game. Sky
And there's a wave pushed into our tier 2 in bot lane.
225 stacks. TL
Because we were just fucking around at Baron.
stand up to FlyQuest. 1,500 gold lead. It shrunk to the smallest lead that it's been for a long time here in this game. TL couldn't ask for much better of a spot.
Is Smolder being flexed in LPL or LCK? He's been played top by D+.
The execution, like you were talking about. Masu has taken a little bit of damage here so far. A little bit of a speed up coming in as Inspired wants to start out the fight, but here comes Mom over the top. Masu has to get out of the way as Impact's in the middle of everybody, but Busio's going to be burned down first. Execution finds one.
You cannot play the Sivir Karma combo is so powerful at catching people out, but they just let TL Group get all of the pressure and vision control because they were clearing pinks at Baron. But why do they think that they're going to do Baron? Like, they're not going to do Baron with a Smolder that doesn't have 225 stacks, because if they get caught in pit, they just die.
Potentially catch FlyQuest. Of course, that would be tiebreakers, and FlyQuest that lose their other games. But the top of the table is within reach for them if they can have a really good final week.
I mean, they know they're not doing Baron. They just saw it right there. And now they're clearing out wards.
That is really the goal here for
Impact. It is
So they push out bot side, then he just walks away into mid lane. But they're not doing the fucking doing the Baron. They're not gonna do the Baron.
Pretty big over there in the inventory for Core JJ. Still fumbling around with some garage sale pieces, but Team Liquid will hope they can get him there as well.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to get that.
I'm glad you really like the Four Horsemen today.
So powerful. You can kind of get stuck in that mid range, and then
It's nice to talk about some of the good old days with EG.
You're going to get slowed up by a Karma Q. Everyone's going to get Monster E'd. You know, that Inspire's going to come through. You're getting poked down, shielded up, sped out.
But like, you also know that APA has flash and Yun has flash, so this engage is highly unlikely to work into the choke point while they're kiting you.
To stand up to FlyQuest, 1,500 gold lead. It shrunk to the smallest lead that
And we have no flanks, right? We're just literally running at them in a choke.
fight from. But we'll see who has the execution, like you were talking about. Masu has taken a little bit of damage here so far. A little bit of a speed up coming in as Inspired wants to start out the fight, but here comes Mom over the top.
Straight into 2 dragon ults.
Middle of everybody, but Busio's gonna be burned. All standing
That's probably the game.
any way they might be able to still fight this, but I don't think there is. Soul denied.
Not going to be any sort of a Inspired there. Make it so difficult, because look at this zone. You're all funneling into that zone right there in the middle, all for the AoE here. They're all stacked up for the Skies Descend, for the AoE from Yon as well. Look at the AoE damage.
That's
pouring
huge.
down. Whippo, Jensen, Masu all kite back, but all they can hit is the front line, whereas they have this perfect concave on the other side. Everyone from TL was connecting, really well played on the fight there, well handled, cutting back into the perfect spot, and making the most of their AoE.
I favor Team Liquid at this point in the game. Despite the fact that FlyQuest had the control for the long amount of time that they did, I think that was the make or break moment like we were talking about. But TL now with this Smolder in the spot where, again, this is pre-hotfix nerf Smolder. This champion is insanely strong. Generally, anytime something needs a hotfix nerf, it is
really out of line.
incredibly powerful. So you've got that plus the grand scaling Omega Dragon in mid lane. This is tough for FlyQuest now. I think they're going to need incredible cohesion to come out on top.
Absolutely. I mean, they do have good scaling themselves, but one of the problems is range. Range becomes king as you get towards the late game, right? You know, I always say the two stats that scale best with skill are range and move speed.
I agree.
That is going to be tough here for Whippo.
Also, not face checking the brushes. That can be a problem.
The two stats that scale best with skill are range and move speed.
I agree.
That is going to be tough here for Whippo.
Also, not face checking the brushes. That can be a problem.
Yikes.
Can be a problem as he is going to get our range and move speed.
I mean, I get it. He thinks he's safe because he has a pink ward there, but
Checking the brushes. That can be a problem.
That can be a problem. As
Impact's Redectin is good this game.
you walk into some brushes, not only is there a crocodile.
You have to be careful they react with a Baron play here,
Is just a magic crocodile, Isaac.
because Whippo has TP up.
But a crocodile that can fly, that's like the apex predator, man.
Do you think when dragons eat stuff, they spin around in a circle like a crocodile does?
Maybe.
I hope so. That's my headcanon now. That would be great. I just want to see a spinning dragon. As Jensen and Inspired have to try to get the hell out of town, but Umpty's looking to cut him off. Say goodnight, Jensen. Here comes that would be great. I just want to see a
So they get picked off on one side. Let me get this straight, guys. They get picked off on that side of the map.
eat stuff, they spin around in a circle.
And then, even though APA isn't there, okay, Impact recalls,
I hope so. That's my headcanon now. That would be great. I just want to see a spinning dragon.
and then they get picked off on the other side of the map.
Town, but Umpty's looking to cut him off. Say goodnight, Jensen. Here
What the fuck?
Here comes Impact. Here comes APA ready to keep this going. Breath of light to try to slow him down here a little bit with the Rylai's. As Umpty And the rest of TL aren't going to get these remaining 3, but Jensen's dead for the next 30 seconds. Whippo only just now respawned. Inspired has been chunked.
He's like, not up yet. They know APA has TP. Do they just not know what summoner spells APA has in this game? Okay, they're just gonna die there too. So you just watched Jensen die. Let me be clear. You know there are 5 people on this side of the map. And you get them out. Yep. You use Sivir to get them out. And then Masu walks forward. He sees them all on the ward, guys. There's a ward here in River. He doesn't have ult anymore. He doesn't have Ghost. He just has Flash. So he sees them all on the river. And APA can ignore walls. So they have 2 dragons. Both of them can ignore walls, guys.
I think Masu thought for sure they were going to be going down in the river towards Baron or something, and now Inspired's caught as well. He's floated by the Rylai's. You're gone.
God, this is so bad.
There's no way that crab was that important.
Oh my God, the wheels have completely fallen off for FlyQuest.
What a fucking horrible game.
Maybe it was slightly in the favor of TL after they got that 4th dragon.
It's just so free for TL. They just like kill one guy, recall, kill another guy on the opposite side of the map, and then one guy's just randomly pushing, so they kill him and take Baron. What?
He dies too. It's just everything going wrong. A couple minutes ago, we were talking about FlyQuest being potentially 1 fight away from winning, and they were 2.5k up. Now it is completely flipped. It has gone 5k.
The mortal reminder, Jace. I don't understand what the point of building Sundered Sky on him this game has been. Because he doesn't even win in the side lane.
Impact is on because the guy is always such a fundamental, foundational aspect of the success of any of his teams. We always joke about top lane being an island. You know, the whole game has 45 kills and the top laner's got 3 KP. Impact has the highest kill participation on his team. He is at 9 out of 10, no deaths on a frontliner. He's enabling these massive cannons of APA and Yawn to fire into the FlyQuest lines and destroy them. The Croc cannot be stopped at this point in the game.
This guy is just the consummate.
It's my team again. Did we win, Coach? I mean, Spawn, the better question is, why did you win this game? I'm issuing a competitive ruling against you for picking Smolder and Aurelion Sol in the same game. It's like you hate river control. Spawn, do you hate the river?
But it ain't gonna happen. Masu and Jensen just running the hell away.
Yeah, they're not gonna try to chase in. They want to focus on the game win here. Not gonna go.
You like to live dangerously, giving up 3 early Drakes.
The stasis answers everything, and then APA just flies over the wall, makes them look silly as TL are closing in here. They're looking to put the finishing touches on this one.
They just leave APA to
I like this scale. You like to live on the razor's edge of 22-minute Dragon Soul and pray that the enemy team just randomly fucks around at Baron, loses all vision control, and then walks into a choke point. And then you like to watch them lose on one side of the map, then Impact recalls, and then kills them on the other side of the map, and Masu just commits suicide. It's a bold play. But I have to admit, Spawn, it is the LCS way to pick scaling because you know your opponent is just going to suicide into you over and over and over again until it's impossible for you to lose with scaling. So hats off to you, really.
Gets burned down as we see Yawn pick up an easy triple. Could have been a pentaangle, but now we're going to watch Whippo potentially in some trouble here once again as Yawn and Core are with him.
Yawn being there just makes
If you lose Soul Spawn, if you lose Cloud Soul, I think you just never get a straight up fight because at that point in time, Karma and Sivir Speed just creates picks around the map. I think you never get the 5v5 if they're smart. I mean, they never should have given you the 5v5 at the Drake in the first place. Their comp should be based around creating picks with Sivir and Karma Speed. I mean, they're not going to win a straight up front to back 5v5. Spawn, why did they pick Sivir into Smolder? That's what I don't understand.
a double kill for APA. He's ready to make it a triple. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Liquid are ready for Super Wheel. week.
The breath of life becomes the breath of death there from APA, chasing him down, getting 3 kills.
Team Liquid, they were down in the early game. They trusted themselves to dig in, defend, and scale up. And they're going to scale straight into a victory against the #1 team, starting off Super Week with a dub.
Well played game there from TL. FlyQuest had some strong performances in the early game. Looked like they were the ones who could dictate the pace of the game. Got the 3 dragons really quick.
That was certainly a game.